Hi guys. So I'm home now. The grocery store was great. Um, but I thought I would just wait, there's a bunch of questions that I didn't answer yet. So I have them on my computer and I thought I'd just kind of rapid fire um answer them for you guys. And then if you have more, I can scroll through here and see what y'all have. Oh my god, hi everyone, how are you? Y'all, I'm so tired, but my adrenaline is going crazy. The show, it's even though it's a job, it kind of feels like you go to a raging party every single night, and so you kind of wake up with a weird emotional hangover, and then when you get home at night, you kind of feel like you were just at a party and you don't know how to go to sleep. It's such a strange feeling. But anyway, after the show, I just like to sit, wind down, put on some TV, usually Shameless, and just try to get myself to calm down so I can go to sleep. But let's get to these questions. Okay. Do you use handheld microphones for the show? Yes, we do, and only handheld. So if we take them away from our mouth, which sometimes happens if you mess up a dance move, you won't hear us. Um, okay, so there's been a lot of questions about costumes for Broadway. Um, and I'm not allowed to talk about it yet because our designer, Gabby, she's incredible. But she is working her butt off. All of the designers and creators are going to be doing some incredible things. So I promise it's going to be good. But we're just not allowed to talk about it yet. But the surprise will be well worth it, I assure you. Um, are you LGBTQ plus? I am straight, but I'm a proud ally. I love you guys so much. If you know anything about the Kinsey scale, I'd probably say I was like a 1. It's from 0 to 6. Yeah, it's like a 1, but it's pretty straight. Yeah, boring. Um, what do you miss about Cambridge? Oh, I miss the sunshine and the bike rides and the cobblestone. It was just so pretty there. Just being in that environment was so gorgeous. Hey Kaylee, how you doing? Um, yeah, so I miss the shows in Cambridge a lot. Um, which city was your favorite to perform in? Okay, well, I love you all, obviously, but I don't know. I think Chicago has a really special place in my heart just because, that's where the show was born. That's where we tested it out. That's where we had our emotional breakdowns. That's where we tried new things and messed up and tried again. I don't know. I think that kind of created a pathway of fondness for me for the Chicago audiences. Plus, they were really lit. um, when do you drink water? So we have everybody has a slightly different water break. It's kind of like the entire cast has their water breaks, and then Cleves has her own set of water breaks, which is far less than the rest of us. Hi Kendall, I love you too. You're so sweet. Jagged Little Pill fan, your voice is so soothing. What the heck? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're so kind. Hey y'all. Okay, so back to water breaks. So when Jane Seymour says, because what hurts more than a broken heart? And Bolin says, a severed head. And we all run off stage and Cleve starts talking. While she is talking, we are chugging water as fast as we can, which is why when we come on for Holbein, I am burping profusely because I just chugged tons of water. The second one is after Holbein, right before Get Down. Cleves is still talking. So those are 2 water breaks that Cleves doesn't get to go off stage. And then the third one is right after All You Want to Do, which that one is the one we really need. Okay, what's another question? Ooh, first show you want to see when you're in New York. Yeah, my list is just like growing and growing and growing and growing. Hi, Helen, I love you too. You're so sweet. Yes, I know. Whoever plays Cleves that night, God bless. Truly, the job is hard. Um, Okay, so when I'm in New York, well, mostly I want to see, like, I want to go support my friends, the people that are in shows that I haven't gotten to see in a while. So I wanna see Jarrell Javier in The Lightning Thief. He and I went to school together, and I love him so much, and he's killing it. And his show closes soon after ours opens, so that's like number one on my list. Like my butt is there. I'm gonna come support you, Jarrell. I love you. And then I want to see Isaac Cole Powell on West Side Story. Obviously, I've heard some beautiful things about that show, and I'm just so proud of Isaac and love him so dearly. Um, and then obviously Hadestown, because why wouldn't you want to see that? Um, does chocolate go in the fridge or the cupboard? The cupboard. Yeah. Um, Favorite thing about the Queen fandom? Um, well, there's so many things. Y'all are like so supportive and like so lit and amazing and kind and generous, and you guys give so many gifts, and like it's so sweet and thoughtful of you guys. I love it so much. I think the thing that like really like you just have like those moments where you're just like, oh wow, like this is why I do what I do. This is why I love it so much. I'm so grateful that I have this job. It's specific moments, and it's when someone comes up to me and they say something along the lines of like, hey, like, thank you for so much for performing tonight. Like this show showed me that like I can be an artist too. And it's so inspiring to see diversity on the stage, and that women can do anything, and that girls can do anything. And um, it's when people like are inspired in a way that they want to make art too. Like that gets me because I'm like, oh shit, I remember what it was like to be in middle school and elementary school and just like look at the TV screen and look at the stage and be like, where am I? I don't see myself. Like, what? Can I do this? Is that possible? Um, and so if I can just like make one person realize that yes, you can do it, and yes, if you want it, it is for you, then like that's it. Like I'm so happy and so grateful. And like when people express that to me, I don't know, it just like puts me over the edge. Yeah, so that's what has meant a lot to me is like seeing y'all get inspired and like create art from that. Um, yes, yes, yes. I see you guys. I love it. Um, what else do you guys have? Most looking forward to for Broadway. Number one, I miss Abby and I miss Brittany. I love them so much, and I can't wait to squeeze them and attack them with my love. Yep, that's it. Um, Next question. How do you pace yourself before I don't need your love? Girl, uh, I don't know. It's so hard. Sometimes I get off the stage after all you want to do. I'm like, whew, so tired, exhausted. But you know what? I did it. Like that song is so difficult. Like it is very hard on the knees. Sam Polly is like killing it, singing her booty off. And then we're like dancing our butts off too, and it's so hard. So sometimes when we're done, we're like, oh my God, I did it. Yes, it's over. And then I'm like, Anna, you still have to sing your song. Yeah, so sometimes there's a couple like deep breaths and convincing myself that I can do it beforehand. Also, like, I'm a human and like I get insecure sometimes, and sometimes par is like a weird track where like you just had five women belt their brains out before you, um, and you're like, what the heck? Like, I'm gonna follow that? Like, what? Like, who am I to do that? So sometimes you can have a little imposter syndrome where you're like, I'm really gonna stand here and sing a song after these like five badass humans just like killed it. Like, how on earth am I ever gonna do that? And then sometimes Anna just needs to take Par's advice and be like, girl, it's literally not a competition. Because I think sometimes our brains are a little bit hardwired to do that, to just like compare yourself. And so you just have to like call yourself out and be like, no, like you're here to bring everyone together. Everyone is supporting you. So for me, pacing myself is more of an emotional process than it is a physical one, though the physical one is, important as well. Let's see. What else we got? Queenspirations, Lizzo, Gaga, Beyonce, Whitney Houston. I'm not going in order, so I'm like missing out on questions. What do you do on your days off? I listen to a lot of podcasts. I love podcasts. I'm usually like most people like to listen to music when they go to the gym. I'm listening to podcasts. I love podcasts that are about like history and like different like stories in history that like no one really knows about, or like, I don't know, like the hidden facts about something. There's always like historical tales that like make people uncomfortable that aren't in the history books because it doesn't paint them as very good or kind or whatever. Podcast Rex, Jagged Little Pill fan, they kind of stopped doing it, but the New York Times put out one called 1619, and I've been loving that. Taking a story that we already know and giving you the story from a perspective of a people group that is not the one that you're accustomed to hearing it from. So hearing the history of America from a minority people group, be that females or the Latina community or the African American community or the Asian American community or the LGBTQIA plus community. Like, I think that's so fascinating because I think most of history has been told by straight white people. And I think we need to know all stories and all sides. So if you have podcast Rex, please tell me because I will eat that up. Let me scroll back and see if there's any over here that I missed. Let's see. Will Mega Sixes on Broadway be allowed to be filmed? Y'all, I don't know. Obviously here and in Boston, we were not allowed to film. And that was because of union rules. So in Chicago, Six just like went ahead and did it and allowed people to be filmed. But not only are we dealing with Actors Equity Union, but it's also the band union. That is a whole other factor, and they have their own set of rules. And so here we're not filming because the band union has not cleared it. But they're trying to make that happen for Broadway, but we're not sure if that's gonna happen. I'm hoping it will, because that's like a really special part of the show. Oh my gosh. The official Cam 1, Lore and Cabinet of Curiosities. Yes, I love that. So good. I need to start listening to that again. It was amazing. I love the podcast, The Anthropos. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Wow, I'm dumb. Reviewed, and Dear Hank and John. I think you would like the first one more given what you said. Okay, great, amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay, let's see what else. History checks. Yes. Let's see. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You're just saying such nice things. Thanks, y'all. Didn't you go to the same college as Gianni and Ellie? Yes, I did. And she's killing it in Mean Girls right now. She graduated. Y'all, I can't speak right now. It's not working. She graduated right before I got there. So I was a senior in high school when she was a senior at Texas State. But like, I've hung out with her. She's so cool and so sweet and brilliant and a genius performer. I love her. Let's see, what else did you guys say? Helen said, "Did you like my scrapbook?" Helen, I loved your scrapbook. That was like so sweet. Y'all, Helen made me a freaking scrapbook. Like, this chick goes above and beyond, so kind and so sweet and just so giving. Like, the whole fandom, truly. You guys are so wonderful. College audition tips. Oh my god. Um, Let me try to remember. It was so long ago, but not that long ago. Um, don't forget that you're auditioning them. I think throughout my college auditions that really helped me is like you think like, oh, what if they don't like me? What if they hate me? Like all of these things, but like don't forget that like it's also really important for you to scrutinize them to figure out if they are going to create an environment for you that's going to foster your growth for 4 years, because only you can answer that question. And so sometimes it gave me a boost of confidence to think about it like they're interviewing for the role of being my professors for the next 4 years. And that's kind of like a nice way to flip it on its head. Which is why I love Texas State so much, is because like I walked into that room, that audition room, in Chicago in February in 2014, and literally like Caitlin Hopkins and Cassie Abate and Michael Maresca had created this environment that it was so infectious. I was like, I don't want to leave this room. So how can I continue to do that every single day for the next 4 years? I think I like bawled my eyes out in the audition. I was so stressed out. I was like, you guys are so nice to me. Like, thank you. I just want to go to your school so much. And they were like, okay. Yeah, but don't forget that you're auditioning them. What was the audition process like for six? If I wasn't a broke and untalented college student, I'd send cool stuff. So girl, first of all, let me just say, you do not have to send us anything. Like, your love and support is truly everything. Also, honey, I guarantee I was broker than you in college. Like, I would go through weeks and weeks and weeks with like $20 in my bank account, just like trying to get by. So you're fine. You will make it. And like your support is truly everything. Okay, audition process for six. So actually, it was kind of like different and a little like unusual than most auditions. I was in a workshop at the time, and my agent emailed me and said, okay, here's a show. Do you want to go in for it? Some British people are doing some musical. And I was like, I don't know anything about this. Okay, great. So I listened to the score and I was like, this is brilliant. But I really didn't know anything about it. Like, they didn't have a script. Like, I didn't know anything. I had no clue. I was just like, this music is really fun. And so I had to go to my first audition on my lunch break in the middle of this workshop. And I had to run all the way across town, throw on some heels, put on some lipstick. And the criteria was just to sing a pop song. And so, and that was it. So I went in and I sang I Will Survive. Hilarious. And then it was Toby and Lucy and Roberta, our music director, behind the table. And then Toby was like, do you have anything else? And I was like, yeah. So I sang something else. And then I ran back across town to finish rehearsal for this workshop I was in. And then the next day was the callback, and I had to do that on my lunch break again. And I was so stressed out. And I was like, really, guys? Like, could this not be scheduled at a different time? Like, please. So the callback, we all went into a room at the same time and sang in front of each other. And let me tell you, that never happens in musical theater. Never. Like, truly. I think it might happen in children's theater, but in New York City, when you're an actor just going to audition after audition after audition, Once on This Island had closed, so I was just like auditioning every single week like crazy. Yeah, you go in a room, you sing a song by yourself, and then you leave and you forget about it, and you do your next audition the next day. Like, that's how it goes. And so suddenly we were all in a room and we were listening to our competition. And it was such a strange atmosphere. And I realize now in hindsight that it was genius because Toby and Lucy were trying to create a competition, basically what Six is, and trying to see who is going to be able to just support their fellow woman and just be like, bitch, you sang down, and just cheer the girl on and clap for her and like build her up in that moment. And like, to me, the audition was not for the person that was singing. It was for the people that were watching, because real quick, you can see who's a crazy person and who's not there to support other people. So that was really cool. It was a little nerve-wracking at first, but then I was like, wait a second. This environment is so beautiful, and I'm just here to just like love on these gals. And people were making the most fun choices. Y'all, Brittany got called back for Boleyn, and it was the funniest, most brilliant shit I've ever seen. Obviously, Andrea was in the room too, and Andrea killed it and blew my mind. And then Brittany goes up and she was like, what was I meant to do? Sorry, not sorry about what I said. It was so, I was rolling on the floor crying. It was so good. So I loved seeing all of the different takes that everybody had on every character. Because usually you don't get to see that. And then we all got, they auditioned in 3 cities, and then they flew us all to Chicago for final callbacks. And that's where I met everybody except Nicole and Abby that day. Their audition process was a little bit different, and they joined us on first rehearsal. And I got called back for Aragon, Boleyn, Aragon, Howard, and Parr. And then when we flew to Chicago for final callbacks, they said, can you also learn Boleyn? So in my head, I was like, oh, like I'm probably gonna be a swing. Like, that's awesome. Like, let's do it. Like, they want me to sing for 4 parts. I was like, they're probably gonna ask me to learn Cleves and Seymour at the end of the day. Like, what the hell? Let's do it. And Parr was, they went in queen order. Aragon, Boleyn, Seymour, Cleves, Howard, Parr, and everyone had to go into every single room. And so Parr was the very last one. It was like 8 o'clock. We had been there for like 10 hours. I was so tired. We all sang I Don't Need Your Love in a row down the line. And then we were all done. Meanwhile, I had a flight to catch. And Lucy comes out and she was like, Anna, I need you to come back in and sing I Don't Need Your Love one more time. Exhausted. I did not have a voice. I had been singing No Way, Don't Lose Your Head, All You Want to Do all day long. And so I got in the room and I sang it again. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was good or bad. I have no idea. And then that was it. And then I went back to New York and then I got the job. So yeah, really, really wild ride. Let me see if there's any other questions. I love Brittany, OMG. Girl, me too. She's amazing. You just got done with finals. Come on, Naomi. I'm so proud of you. Finals are hard. Good job for finishing that. That's amazing. Saw you twice in St. Paul, and I'm excited to see you again on Broadway. Oh my God, yay. Come visit. What else? Went to the Edmonton show, and it was so much fun. Yes. The Edmonton audience was really cool because a lot of them didn't know the show, so they were like excited and listening in a different kind of way that I thought was really cool. BT Dub, tonight's show was bomb. Y'all, this audience was bomb. Thank you so much. Whoever was in the audience tonight, y'all killed it. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your life. It was amazing. Thank you for mixed Black representation. I really appreciate it. Yes! Oh my God. Jagged Little Pill fan, you are so kind for spelling this out for me. Anthropocene. I learned a new word. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Any changes in the show since Chicago? A little bit. More like the script hasn't changed at all. But like the director, Lucy and Toby and the whole creative team, like, because they're opening shows all over the world right now, they're meeting casts from all these different backgrounds, and I'm sure that they're like getting new ideas and like just like having new thoughts and kind of like diving deeper into each character as writers and as creators. So even though the script words really haven't changed that much, just like little tweaks to scenes and like what the energy behind each scene should be has kind of been altered and solidified in ways just to make things like a little more funnier or a little more meaningful, which I love. Like, the show is not of the show. We're with the creators, like they always have something like new and exciting and a new thing to think about, a new perspective to offer us, because we're settling into the characters too. And so even if they're like not necessarily giving us tons of notes, like Lucy's always so good about pulling me aside and just giving me like a new thing to think about, like, hey, consider this tonight, like, because I think there's never ending depths to where you can go with a character because they're humans and humans grow. So Par has to grow because Anna will too, and I'm gonna have new experiences that are gonna influence my performance every night. So yeah, it's changed a little bit. Okay, questions. Let's see. You probably don't remember me, but I saw the show at ART. I was there with, honey, of course I remember you. Oh my goodness. Your baby was everything. This is just a public announcement. Anybody who has a baby, I will hold them. I will love them. I love babies. If you want to bring them to the show, I will snuggle them. I will sanitize my hands first, but I will love them. Yeah, so bring your babies. Also, thank you, Jagged Little Pill fan mom, for sharing your sweet little one with me. Oh my God, she was literally so beautiful and kind and just like made my night. Favorite costume other than your own? Bitch, Aragon. Honey, the way Adriana like glows and like, part of it is just her, like she looks so beautiful, but also that costume. I don't know if any of y'all can see, but underneath her skirt, she has this pair of golden booty shorts that have chains on them. She has gold chains on her booty, and it looks fantastic. And I wish they were shown off more because it's incredible. But yeah, hands down, like, fave costume. I'm partial to my own just because I have pants, but Aragon's is so stunning. My goodness. Is all of the dialogue scripted, or is there some improvisation? I saw the show last week in St. Paul, and it was mind-blowing. First of all, thank you so much, Ella. So 95% of it is scripted. There's actually more parts that are scripted than you would think. So like the monologue that Par does before she starts singing, it has a lot of like ums and uhs and ers and ellipses and things like that. Every single thing is in that script. And that was actually like really hard for me to memorize, and I got a lot of notes on it, and it's really tricky because it's written to be conversational and like she's thinking on her feet and like she doesn't know what's going to happen next. But literally everything that comes out of my mouth is scripted. And I would get notes out the wazoo that were like, you added an extra here, or the comes before the ellipses, or add the ellipses. Like, it drove me crazy. I'm so grateful for those notes because it made me better, but y'all, it was so hard. And then yes, there are some like improv parts, like the whole section when Par doesn't want to sing the song, and she's like, you know what, I'm good. Like, yes, that's scripted. But then when the girls kind of burst out into that, ooh, dibba, 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 dibba. So like one girl will have a line and another girl will have a line, but then everybody else is supposed to just like be babbling in the background. So yeah, that's improv, I guess. Um, I'm trying to think of other parts. There's a couple more, but my mind is like drawing a blank right now. Oh, and then like there's some that are like choose your own adventure, like, and they kind of depend on the audience participation. So like when Cleves in Get Down, when like Cleves has the moment of audience participation, like she has a couple things that are dependent on what the audience member decides to do that day, and they're just things that the director has given her as options. And everyone who plays Cleves like has their own kind of like set of things that they will do, depending on the night, but they're all cleared with the writer and the director. So like, yes, they're in the script, but like also they're improv, so it's kind of like a happy medium. Favorite song in Once on This Island? Y'all. I actually haven't listened to the Once on This Island track in a while, just because it was, okay, I could say a lot about that show, but it was the most beautiful, life-changing experience of my existence. It changed my life. I would consider that show to be kind of like what ushered me into womanhood. I think I started the show a little girl, and I think I grew up over the course of that, and it was so, it was I don't even have words to say, but I had my iTunes just like on shuffle the other day, and Some Girls came on, the ballad that Daniel Bozome sings to Timon. I just started crying. It was just so beautiful. But I think my favorite would be Human Heart, especially when Cassandra James sings it. She's my big sis, and she's currently playing Uzele on the Once on This Island tour, which is coming to the Ordway, which if you guys are from Minnesota, you have to see it. She is beautiful, and no one deserves to be playing that role more than she does, because she actually has a heart of gold. And so when she sings Human Heart, you're like, oh yeah, you're the most loving person I've ever met. I believe you. I believe every word you're saying. Yeah, you must go see that. It's so lovely. Let's see. Okay, I'll have a kid just to bring. Yeah, just have a baby and bring it to the show. Oh, Jagged Little Pill fan, I'm so sorry. I thought it was your baby. I thought you were the mom that I spoke to. You're not the mom. You're 16. Right. Okay, I got you. Got it. Jagged Little Pill fan does not have a baby. I understand now. Bring your babies. Anna Uzele 2019. Hashtag bring your babies. Spread it around. Bring your babies. Bring them. I will love them. I'll take them if you don't want them, but like I know they're yours too. Like, is there a part of the show that you always look forward to? Good question. It changes every night. Recently, my favorite part of the show has been in the middle of Get Down, when Nicole Kyungmi Lambert decides to be brilliant. And she goes, as he takes my fur, you never know what's going to happen. It changes every night. I know that our faces on the stage are supposed to be like horrified, but I promise you all of our bodies are internally shaking because we are laughing so hard because it's so funny, because she changes it every single night. We have no idea. I love it. So yeah, that's probably the part I've been looking forward to the most recently. Was it hard getting used to the in-ears and handheld mics? Yeah. Handheld, I actually had the opposite problem. I was getting notes where people were like, Anna, you're not taking the mic away from your mouth. Like, put it down. Like, you're just standing there like this. You look dumb. So that was my thing, is I had to like remember to take it down. And then the in-ears, they're still weird because they're not fitted for our ears, so they just pop out all the time. So for me, it's just a matter of like, you probably see me in the show, like I'm literally touching my left ear like 90% of the time, like trying to drive that little sucker back in so I can hear. Because if it pops out, especially in the Ordway, the house is so big, when the noise bounces back, I have no idea. Like, I don't know what the tempo is. I'm confused. I'm lost in space. I'm underwater. Like, woo, lost. How is it getting fitted for the in-ears? It was weird. They stick a piece of cotton in your ear and then take a little tool and poke it so far in your ear, like you're a little frightened that like it's in your brain. And then they squirt the gook in, and the gook pushes the cotton even further to the point where you're like, oh, that's in my eardrum. Like, it's never coming out. Like, it's going to be in there forever. I just have to accept it. This is terrible. It's really weird. And your ears are completely clogged. So you're just underwater, and it feels really strange. But then they pop it out, and it feels really good. And guess what? There was a lot of earwax. So like, should I bring my puppy to the stage draw? Girl, yes. Not everyone in the cast is baby crazy like I am, but I assure you everyone in the cast is puppy crazy. That is a guarantee. Your puppy will be loved. Yeah, bring your puppy for sure. I really need to sleep, but this live is just too good. Girl, I need to sleep too. I'm with you. Also, we have 2 shows tomorrow. Like, what am I doing? If I bring you a present at the stage door one day, I'll bring a baby. You can keep it because I don't like kids. Girl, that's fine. You don't have to like kids. Like, don't worry. Like, I will take it. No, like, no issue whatsoever. Why does 6 have in-ears while most shows don't? So most shows have monitors that are either on the stage, just kidding, that's a lie, they're never on the stage. They're usually like speakers that are set up on the side, and they look like just regular house speakers that the audience hears the music through, but they're just angled at the stage so that the cast members can hear it. Sorry, I forgot how to speak English. So that's usually what happens. But because this is a concert setting, it's like most like concert performing artists, like any performing artist that does concerts will use in-ears. I actually used in-ears a lot growing up. In the church I was in, I used to be like a worship leader, and so that was like, once you get into like that big band Christian world, you get into in-ear world too. But because they're custom, you're not going to get hearing damage, which a lot of in-ears, they can just blast noise into your brain and it hurts your eardrums, but we'll be okay with this one. What lady in waiting would you be? Bessie. Done. Bessie. I want to play bass so badly. If I were to pick up another instrument, it would be the bass. I want to be Bessie. I love Bessie. Also, our Bessie right now, Michelle, have you heard her? Yo. She will give you your whole life. She changes up her riffs every day. Well, I also do want to play Maria. Bessie or Maria. Drums are just so cool. Also, Elena Bonomo is so amazing. Like, her drum solos are ridiculous. Yeah, right? Bessie was amazing, right, Clara? Cool, I'll bring my puppy after tomorrow night's performance. I'm not even kidding. For real? I'm so excited. Oh my god, the girls are gonna be so happy. Oh, my friend and I got gallery seats this time, and we just started, stared, slack-jawed, and oh, y'all were freaking amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Slack-jawed, wow, I've never heard that word before. I like it. I should add it to my vocabulary. Thank you for teaching me something new. Okay, guys. I should probably go to bed soon. How did you find your character motivation? Question mark. Par, Aragon, Bolin, and Howard. Oh, like when I was in callbacks. So first, like before you even do character mode, like when you have when you're called back for 4 characters, you're so stressed out that you can't even think about character motivation at that point. Like you're really only concerned about getting the words correct. So I have some like callback hacks that like I use for myself when it's like I can't be memorized. Like it's a ridiculous feat for me to memorize every single song when I've been given like 2 nights to do it. So I type out I'm really good at memorizing tune. I'm an auditory learner, and so I can pick up a tune in like 2 seconds and like repeat it. Like even if I've heard a song that I've never heard before, I can start to sing along because I think melodies are really predictable. But I'm horrible with lyrics, like so bad, y'all. And so I would type out all my lyrics on giant font, and then I'd put it on the floor in front of me. And the people who are watching the audition, they don't care. Like you can do whatever you need in the audition to make sure that you are comfortable and safe and will slay in the way that you need to. So they don't care what you do. One girl had a whole iPad in front of her and like did her thing. So I put it on the floor, and then at that time, which was interesting, I didn't know which color was assigned for each character. I had no idea. But my brain also really works in colors. Like I assign colors to the days of the week and like things like that, and numbers all have colors. And so I needed to give each queen a color. And once I did that, it was able for me I could separate it. And then I would, like, on No Way, any word that I knew was hard to remember, like usually the beginnings of verses or like the first word of a phrase, I would highlight that so that if I had a moment where I forgot my lyric, I could look down real with the job. Sounds so nice. Sam said the cast doesn't usually stage door. Oh yeah, okay, so we don't usually stage door between shows because between shows we have physical therapy, which is a necessity. Y'all, I would be dead if I didn't have physical therapy. And we have to like eat food and like necessities. So yeah, we would love to meet you, but sometimes it's hard because like when I meet all the fans, like you just want to give all of your energy because like it's exciting and y'all are so sweet and encouraging and kind, but like I find myself like talking really loud and blowing out my voice. Talking is like the worst thing you can do for your voice. And then like suddenly it's the second show and I've expelled all of this energy and I've blown my voice out. Yeah, so we do not do it on 2 show days, but we love you so much. Okay, I love you guys. I'm gonna go to bed. Actually, I'm gonna take a bath first, but then I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah, and I'm gonna start to go to sleep. I love you guys. Thank you for being the best today. Also, I have something in my teeth. What the heck? No one told me. Okay, it's gone. Sleep well. I'll see you on Broadway. Okay, bye.